Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV, and we are here to preview the Liverpool versus Chelsea game. But before we move forward, let's cue that intro. Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. Before we move forward, please make sure you smash that like button. We are on the road to 2.5k subscribers. But to get there, I'm going to need your guys' help. Make sure you share on all your socials as well. Just let people know that we are currently live doing a preview of the Liverpool versus Chelsea game. We're going to talk combined 11s. We're going to talk about my views as to why I think Chelsea win. We've got a special guest coming in today as well, one of my close friends on the social space as well. Let's actually bring him in before we go any further forward. Man like Hussam from This Is Football. How you doing, Hussam?
I'm good, man. Pleasure to be on, and looking forward to watching actual football after we watched City absolutely destroy Arsenal. So the real football is on at 5:30. That's the main thing.
Exactly. The biggest teams in world football are actually playing. I mean, Man City are big, I guess, but the biggest two teams I say in the Premier League will be up against this. But Arsenal are done, aren't they, mate? They're so done. They might as well just give up, isn't it?
Man, it's just. Watching Arsenal just makes my stomach hurt. Like, it's just, the worst part is, and I said this to Jam of the Year, I'm like, we needed Arsenal to try to do something because City are the competition for the league. Watching Arsenal is just so, like, it makes my stomach hurt. It makes my blood boil. Like, the way they conceded that first goal and then just gave up after, it's just, they're going nowhere. They're going nowhere. The fact they're 20th is literally a joke. Like, Arsenal Football Club, apparently the third biggest club in England, are 20th, people. 20th. I just, like, can that sink into people's minds? 20th place, 3 games in, 0 goals scored, Jam. Zero goals.
Zero goals. Goal difference of -9, sitting 20th with Arteta. I mean, look, I'm fully Arteta in. I don't know about you. At this rate, I'm happy with this at the moment. So, listen, there's 20 people here right now. We need to get to 30 likes as quickly as possible. I know it's only 2 minutes in, but let's try and do that massively. I'm going to go through the chat quickly, see how you're all doing as well. Guys, you got any questions for us both? Make sure you get them in, and we'll try and answer them as we go along as well. Big up to CFC Top 10. Big up Football Styles in the house. Fata, who's at the Liverpool game at the moment. He's actually drove down there. Big up to him as well. He's at the game. What else have we got? I know CFC Top 10's given who he thinks is going to line up. We will get back to that a bit later on. Big up to Matt from Zevio Genius. Big up to him. Daniel, big up my guy. Big up Daniel. To you as well. Hope you are all well, guys. And let's delve into it, because this is what we're here for, right? Liverpool versus Chelsea, 5:30 kickoff. Two teams that I think are going to be kind of challenging. I'm still a little bit sceptical of Liverpool, but we'll talk a bit about that later. But we'll be trying to challenge for the Premier League this year. So Sam, you're at home. Obviously, it looks like Trent's back in form. Certainly, you've got Virgil van Dijk back at your club as well. How confident are you going into this game coming up against the mighty Chelsea?
Mighty Chelsea. I mean, look, here's the thing. I said when Chelsea made the Lukaku signing, Chelsea are the favorites for the league, in my opinion. They had one problem, and that's goal scoring. You fixed that goal scoring problem, so you're favorites for the league. It's simple to me. I think the thing is with City, even though after what we've seen today, City will struggle throughout the season because of their striker problem, because they haven't solved that problem, remember. I know, like, obviously, easy games like Norwich and Arsenal, you can score 4 or 5 past them, but the tougher games, like the likes of a Chelsea, Liverpool, United, these games, they also have a few tough games. They usually have, like, against Palace at home and away, like, they kind of struggle. It's just with City, I'm not quite sure. I know in my opinion, Chelsea and Liverpool are going for the title. I think those two will be in contention together for the league title. I have Chelsea as favorites, but for today's game, the reason I have Chelsea as favorites is because of our thin squad, etc., etc. But right now, our squad is full, so you're not facing a Liverpool in December who have 3 or 5 injuries, the usual Oxlade-Chamberlain, Keita, Matip injuries that have not happened yet. So you're facing a full Liverpool, and a full Liverpool is a different test. And I think this has the feel, if you remember 2 years ago when Liverpool and City were going for the title, where it ended at a 0-0 at Anfield. this kind of has that feel, that it has that big game feel, like, you know, it's the two best teams currently in the league going up against each other. It's going to be tactical. It's going to be Klopp versus Tuchel. It's going to be Van Dijk versus Lukaku. It's going to be the midfield battle. It's going to be very interesting to see who starts as well for both teams. Does Werner start because of his pace and us playing a high line? So who gets benched? Is it Mount or Havertz? There are so many questions. Does Tsimikas keep his place? Does Henderson and Thiago start? It's just so many questions. But then at the end of the day, I feel like both teams, 5 goals scored, 2 clean sheets. Defense have been solid for both teams. The offense has been going for both teams. So this is going to be a very exciting game and a very tight tactical one as well. I've seen, the reason I say that is, Jem, I've seen so many people go like, oh, this is going to be 4-3, 3-2. But I'm like, what are you watching? Like, this is just, this is going to be a close affair. This is going to be tactical masterclass from both managers. And you're going to see next level football today at 5:30. I'm excited for it.
I agree. It's going to be a lot tighter than what I don't agree with the whole goals, 4 or 5 goals each. I mean, Chelsea don't concede many goals, and Liverpool look a lot stronger now. They've got Virgil van Dijk back in the back. I think it'll be a lot more of a tighter affair. And you're right. It's going to be an interesting. I think it's going to be interesting to see how the game plans out, because I feel like with us, we already know how we like to play. 3 at the back, 3-4-3 in many ways. It's going to be. We'll talk a bit about Chelsea later. We'll stay on Liverpool for now. But in terms of Liverpool, I think the biggest question for me is what level is Virgil van Dijk? Is he still the level of player that he was before his injury? Obviously, for me, all right, I know you played Norwich and whatever, and he's won quite comfortably, but he hasn't had that real big test yet, has he? Where he's come up against a team and look, you beat us 2-3-0 in this game, and he has a masterclass and keeps Lukaku quiet. Then there's talks about him being again the best centre back in world football. So it will be one of the biggest tests that I think he'll have to answer. Well, for me personally, this season, to see how he performs in this game today, because he's coming up against a striker that has a point to prove. He has a lot to bring to the table, and at the moment, probably one of the best strikers in world football. If you look at his overall game, his physicality, being able to get in the box, and we'll talk about him a bit later on as well. But yeah, people, please keep making sure you smash the like button. We need to get to 30 likes. Let's try and do that. We're going to do a combined 11 as well. So make sure you stay tuned a bit later on. We'll do a combined 11. Mine and Hassan's combined 11. CFC Top 10 has already called you out. He's saying, Hassan, you're still confident about the VVD versus Lukaku thing, mate?
Yes, I am. As much as Lukaku changed, listen, Van Dijk is different. The same way, I feel like with this game, both sets of fans have just been realistic about it. At the end of the day, obviously, the guy who just commented 5-0 isn't being realistic, but with both sets of fans, I think we both recognize that this is the first real test of the season. Arsenal, Palace, Norwich, Burnley are all not tests. This is the real test. This is a tough test for both teams. I think with Lukaku and Van Dijk, I'm still confident. You ask the question about Van Dijk, but at the end of the day, I think if Van Dijk is 80%, 90% of what he used to be, he still is the best defender in world football. I think with Van Dijk, the one thing that separates him from other defenders is his very high footballing IQ. So even if maybe his legs, his physicality isn't as it used to be, he still can outsmart 90% of the people he comes up against, just because he's a very smart defender. He knows where to be in terms of positioning. He positions himself well. He knows when to tackle, when to just calm down. So I think with the Lukaku situation today, you see the way Lukaku just brushed past Pablo Mari today. That won't happen. Like, let's be honest. It's different today. No,
it won't happen. But at the same time, I feel like if you play where you're tight on him, if you're up his arse like Mari was, I think 8 times out of 10 he will turn you and he will comfortably hold the ball up. All right, his touch on the ball isn't the greatest, but in terms of his physicality, he was always been big. But if you look at him now, he's musclier, he's bigger. I think he can contain a Van Dijk, a Matip if they're on him. I actually think the way you play against Lukaku is giving him a yard in front, so allowing him the time on the ball rather than being clutch tight on him. So I think it's going to be important to see how Virgil van Dijk's, and I'm assuming it will probably be a Matip that will play today as well, next to him as well. And it's going to be really interesting to see how that goes. I want to talk about the goalies, because we never really talk about the goalkeepers enough. Obviously, you've got Alisson. We've got Mendy, who's just won the UEFA Goalkeeper of the Year awards, as we already know. Yeah, you drink that big cup of water, mate. Listen, Well, I'm going to ask you about Mendy, because I know what you're probably going to say about Alisson. What are your thoughts on Mendy since he's come to Chelsea? Is he surprised you how good he actually is in many ways?
Yes, he has surprised me as well for the price tag. I believe his price tag is just approaching 30 million, if I'm not mistaken, was it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think obviously for that much money to get a very high quality keeper, like I really like Mendy. I think people respect Ederson too much. I'm not on the Ederson hype train at all. He's very good with his feet, but in terms of, at the end of the day, we both know, Jem, and just common sense football fans know, you need a goalkeeper to save. That's what you need him for. I'm not really too bothered about how incredible he is on with his feet and all this good stuff. I think both of them are very good shot stoppers per se. I think that's why the goal you conceded against Leicester in the FA Cup final, a lot of people were saying if Mendy was in goal and not Kepa, you probably wouldn't have conceded that one. But I think with Mendy, in my opinion, second best keeper in the league, obviously just behind Alisson, second best. I put him above Ederson and whoever else is in the league, if I'm being completely serious. Yeah,
Okay.
I put him above Ederson. I like I said, with Ederson, I think when faced to pressure, when faced with actual chances, he doesn't make the saves. The thing is, with what separates a very high quality keeper is, and you'll know this exactly what I'm talking about, with high quality keepers, the guy will literally not face a shot for 60 minutes. But in the 62nd minute, when he faces a shot, you need him to save that shot. And that's the difference between a high quality keeper and a low quality keeper. That's why so many keepers find it hard to transition from a lower quality club to a higher quality club. The reason is simply because when you're with the lower quality opposition, like take Dean Henderson, for example, for Man United. When he was with Sheffield, his goal was probably getting peppered. You know, it was just like shot after shot after shot. So his concentration is high level by nature. But when you transition to that bigger club, like I remember there was a game with Alisson. We were playing Brighton at home. And the first chance Brighton had was in the 84th minute. First chance. And he saved it. And that's what you need from high quality keepers. Both keepers are very, very good keepers. In my opinion, Mendy is just below Alisson, but he is the second best in the league right now. I put him above De Gea, above whoever, 100%.
I think Mendy isn't spoken about enough, personally, and I don't think he gets enough praise, even from our fan base know he's good. I don't think we actually realise how good he's actually become, and we actually thought he'd be more of a stopgap. When we brought him in originally, when we had the problem with Kepa, we thought he would just come in and do a job, and then next year we'll go and get a Donnarumma or someone like that. But he actually solved a problem for us, if that makes sense, where we hardly spent any money and we brought in a goalie that, to be honest, can save. He's still question marks on his build in terms of the way he plays the ball out from the back, but he's improved on that, especially from when he first come over. He's a good shot stopper. He does them clutch saves, and you've seen many of them where he just sort of gets it done. And look, I think Alisson's a top goalie. I'm not here to slag Alisson off and say that like Mendy all day, Alisson's crap. Alisson's a top goalie, but Alisson last season had a lot of. So I always go back to the Man City game where he had a couple of the away game where he had a couple of blunders, real big blunders as well, which let's say cost you the game, because you were pretty much losing that game everywhere anyway across the pitch. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to get is even the best of goalies can have their moments, and that's something that we've got to bear in mind. It doesn't make him a bad goalie overnight, though. You know what I mean? So It is what it is. We've got nearly 30 people here, guys. Smash the like button. We appreciate that you guys are all tuned into the channel as well. I know there's a lot of football on at this time and other people streaming, so thank you for tuning in to the channel. But Sam, from your perspective, who worries you from the Chelsea team when you look at who actually will you look at and you think, this could be a problem if he plays his game today?
Just before I answer that question, I just want to say the thing you said about goalkeepers there is so factual. Because if we were having this conversation 2 years ago, I think we both would probably agree that De Gea is the best keeper. Now look what happened. So it's crazy with keepers. So, but I think both of them are very when you see Mendy or Alisson in goal, you're not shitting yourself like you're saying some with the other keepers. But with the Chelsea team, I think people, like I said, I maintain what I said. I'm not worried about Lukaku per se, because I think Van Dijk and Matip can deal with him. The thing is, the structure around them as well will help them deal with Lukaku, as in Fabinho ahead of them. So even when Lukaku drops deep, Fabinho will be there. If Lukaku, with headers and stuff, you have Van Dijk and Matip, who are both very, very, very well adept at dealing with. So at the end of the day, I think now when I look at the Chelsea team, that's the reason I said it's going to be interesting what Tuchel does. The way we play a high line, as crazy as it sounds, I'm more worried about Timo Werner than I'm worried about because this guy has pace for days. I can see it right now. If we're playing a really high line, Trent is far off on the other pitch trying to create something, and then you have obviously Werner running in behind. That's gonna cause chaos. I really like Havertz. I think Havertz is definitely a future Ballon d'Or contender, which is why I'm saying now, like if Tuchel benches him for Werner, tactically it's probably the correct thing, but then you have the problem of Havertz is a very good player as well. So it's just so many decisions for Tuchel to make. I think I'm worried about Werner. Defensively, I'm worried about Rudiger, who I think got robbed of the Defender of the Year thing. I don't know how they gave it to Ruben Diaz. I think Rudiger should have won that award, but I'm worried about Rudiger. Obviously, the same way people respect Van Dijk and Matip, I think Rudiger is very underrated. He's a very, very, very good defender. And it's going to be very interesting because both sets of defenses are good and both sets of offenses are good. But personally, from a stylistic perspective, I'm worried about Timo Werner. I can't even lie.
And you know what? A lot of Chelsea fans would laugh at you at that because they think he's not. I've still got a bit of hope in him. But I think this is he really has to still. He has to score goals this season. Last season, I feel like he done everything other than that. I know some people will moan about his touching here and there, but I think when you play Timo Werner and you're coming up against the Liverpool, who you know are going to play a high line, that's when he's at his best. When you give him space to run behind and cause problems, and he done it last year at Anfield. He gave you a torrid time. All right, he didn't score. Well, he did score, but he got called offside, didn't it? But you know, he gave you guys problems, and that along with Lukaku could be two. That could give you a double problem, really. If Lukaku gets the ball, lays it off to him, and he's making runs behind, and then Lukaku's not slow as well, you know. He's got pace behind them as well. If Lukaku then sprints off while Werner's running through.
Yeah, but Werner is different pace, Jim. Werner is probably 10 times faster.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is, he holds the ball. If he plays Werner in, Werner say he's got that space to run into. He runs into that, and then if he's not still unconfident in scoring, at least he's got someone that can score now. We've got someone that will put it in the back of net, so it's just paying it across and bang. You know what I mean? So it's going to be really interesting. So many key battles across there. We've got Madman with a comment who says, as a Chelsea fan, we're not winning the league and the UCL. City have a strong team, plus Man United signed Ronaldo. Chelsea made only one signing. I see City or United winning the league and UCL, us Chelsea finishing. So he's not as confident in Chelsea actually, he or she, I'm not sure that is, but he's not confident in Chelsea, you know, maintaining or actually winning the Premier League. There's a lot of talks with Man United. I think Man United have to be thrown in that bubble, but we won't talk about that because we could probably talk about it for ages anyway. But listen, look, people, smash the like button. Still nearly 30 of you here. Let's try and get to 30 likes. Share on all your socials as well. Make sure, like I said, later on, Hassam's going to let you know where you can find him as well. He's close to his 1K mark, and I'm sure enough of you guys that don't follow him can go over there and follow him as well. He's not only Liverpool, does a bit of everything over there, so there is Chelsea fans as well, so you can go and tune in with him as well. All right, I hear that. I want to talk about Liverpool and where you think you can hurt Chelsea today. So who is it for you that you think can maybe cause Chelsea issues today? Who are you looking at? Or how do you beat Chelsea? Because you've got to bear in mind, this Chelsea team, Pep struggled 3 times. You know, people don't really know how to deal with us at the moment, you know. So what are you thinking?
I'm thinking of 2 names that are going to make Chelsea struggle, and that's Diogo Jota, who's been madly informed for the past, like, every time he plays, he just scores. And Mohamed Salah, obviously, those 2 players. If Mohamed Salah can recreate that goal and that 2-0 win, that would be absolutely phenomenal. That goal, like, even I know you're a Chelsea fan, and stuff, but that goal was absolutely phenomenal. And I think these 2 players can hurt Chelsea 100%. And this is why I said, you see, the problem is, for every problem you can offer, I have a counter. And for every problem I can offer, you have a counter. When I say Salah and Jota, you say, okay, but we have Rudiger and Azpilicueta. So it's the same thing for me. For Lukaku, we have Van Dijk and Matip. So this is why I'm saying this is going to be such a tactical battle. It's actually going to be mad. So whoever makes one costly error or something, the other team will pounce on it. So I think now with Chelsea, definitely for us, we can hurt them using those two players. And the next thing is with hurting Chelsea, which is why I think Firmino, as bad as he is in front of goal, is needed for this game from a tactical perspective to stop Jorginho, because it's very well known.
Yes.
You stop Jorginho, you can stop Chelsea, not easily, but you can stop Chelsea. So I think if Firmino is playing in that role and is sort of man marking Jorginho and man marks him out of the game and doesn't allow Jorginho to dictate tempo and make those passes and stuff, that's a problem. So for me, the front three are the thing. And don't sleep on Fabinho this game.
No.
Because Fabinho is going to be part of the whole destroying Lukaku thing, of the whole, controlling the midfield thing.
I hear that.
Those three, I think, are going to be key today. Obviously, besides the Van Dijk Matip thing, we spoke about it. I think Jota, I think Mohamed Salah are the goal scorers for today's game. And I think with Fabinho, he's going to be very vital today. So don't sleep on Fabinho today. Fabinho is going to play a massive role in today's game.
When I was on the terrace yesterday, I actually said the two things that I think Chelsea need to do to contain Liverpool. And you named the two of them, Jota and Mo Salah. I said with Mo Salah, if we can manage him out of the game where we defend properly against him and nullify what, because he on his day he's unstoppable. We know that he can be unstoppable. If we can manage to disrupt that in many ways, then I feel like we're say nearly halfway there if you can stop him. And then with Diogo Jota, for me, with Diogo Jota, if you can stop the ball reaching him in the penalty box, again you've done your job. I think if he receives the ball in the penalty box, he's got time. He will hurt you. He'll put it in the back of the net 9 times out of 10. He's a good finisher. And I should be talking about Sadio Mane, and he's just not. I don't know what's happened to him, Hussam. He seems like he's gone down the bucket. I thought Sadio Mane, especially when he had that season when he was very good, prolific with Mo Salah. I actually thought he was better than Mo Salah. And a lot of people disagreed with me, but I just thought he was unbelievable. And I was like, I want him at Chelsea. And since that, it's been more of a decline from him. I don't know if it's to do with his age or if it's his mentality thing. What were your thoughts on Sadio Mane? Like, what's happening with him?
Sadio Mane is definitely it's just. I know exactly what you're talking about. The season where they both won the Golden Boot, and everyone was like, Mane is better than Salah. Mane is better than Salah.
Yeah.
And I think now over time it's been proven that Salah is the main guy. With big up Zeke. With Mane though, the thing is his drop of form is so huge because it's been over an entire season. Last season, Sadio Mane missed as many chances as Timo Werner. Now that to me is a total madness. So the problem with Sadio Mane is decision making in the final third, aka shoot when you need to pass when you need to shoot, and it's just these little decisions Sadio Mane makes that it's just it's just worrying, it's just bothering. And like if for example I've been offered today to have a one-on-one, I'd rather Salah before him, I'd rather Jota before him. I would probably chuck in a midfielder as well. I probably rather Thiago be one-on-one than Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane in front of goal has just been shocking, honestly, over the past year or so. And with his decision making as well. Like there was a point in time against the Burnley game. Obviously he did score, but you remember the quote Benzema had before the Euros where he said a player can have a shit game and then just score a goal and suddenly he's had an amazing game. And it's the same thing with him, because that game he missed so many chances, his decision making in the final third as well. So what you saw, for example, he'd get the ball in the penalty box, you'd have Jota to his left, you'd have Salah to his right, and both of them are in space, and then he'd turn and then shoot with his weak foot, and it's just a very weak shot that like my dad could save that shot. So it's just a problem. Mane right now is causing a lot of divide and question.
It's in front of goal as well. He seems to have lost that sort of like that killer instinct, and it's weird with him because he's such a good player. He's so good sometimes. It's unbelievable. And I'm just like, what happened to you? But there's 40 people here. 40 people. We should be at 40 likes. Smash the like button for GNA TV, guys. Please do that. We're at Fergie's son saying we're at 33 likes. So come on, let's try and push another what, six or seven likes, and then we'll try and aim to get to 50. Sharing all your socials as well. We are going to do a combined 11. I'm just going to talk a bit about Chelsea now and how I feel we can obviously hurt Hussam. The way he drinks his drink. Look. I feel like we potentially could hurt them today. And look, I agree. Look, it's going to be tight. I just feel that we have a manager that's managed to elevate our players, right? So the Christensens, the Jorginhos, the Rudigers have all, ever since Thomas Tuchel came to Chelsea, has elevated us to what we are now, and we're so confident and comfortable in playing in a system that we understand, right? So you know, and it works. And one of the things that we're very good at doing is that, yes, we keep the ball very well, we move the ball when it's hard. I feel like with you guys, you're gonna do the press, and I don't think you should do that today. I think you should take a step back and let us have the ball, because as soon as you do the press and try and win the ball higher up the pitch, that then allows the people like the Mounts, the Werners, the Havertz to sit in the pockets where Fabinho is going to be, to then pick the ball up. And that's where I think we're dangerous. And you watched the Arsenal game the other week. They done that. They kept trying to press us high up the pitch. And every time they done that, we had the players like Jorginho. If you don't get tight enough to him, that are just going to pick these holes, you know. And he's probably one of the best at doing that at the moment, or if not the best at doing that at the moment now. And I just feel now we have a focal point up front, a striker, someone that can maybe take the attention off the Werners, the Mounts, the Havertzes that will be playing. I feel like that may give you guys an additional problem. Even though I thought we played well against you last year, especially at Anfield, I feel like we're more of a complete team now. And if we do turn up today, and if we do play our game, and like I said, we stop the Salah and the Jotas, who I think are your most threatening too, then I feel like, you know, we have enough around the squad to hurt you guys and score goals, whether it's Ziyech playing today, whether it's a Lukaku scoring, a Werner running off and putting it in the back of the net. I think we've got more going for us. If you look at our squad, obviously I think we've got the better squad depth. I think we have got the better squad overall. We have the more options. I don't think you guys have that. And I just feel like you don't know how we're going to play this, because Tuchel's so good at doing that. It's like the thing that Pep struggled with last year when we played him, when Tuchel came in, the 3 times that he struggled with us, is he didn't know how to set up. The first time he used, all the Man City fans, everyone was using, it was Man City's B team, and we still beat them, right? And it wasn't really, because if you looked at it, there was still key players within that team. The second time he, what did he do? Yeah, the second time he played near enough his strongest team, and Alonso scored that fluke right kick, and we was 1-0 behind, and we won 2-1 at the end. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah, and it went into the top corner. You know, we beat them there. All right, and we played better the second half because he made a couple of substitutions, and we looked more comfortable again. They didn't know how to deal with us. At the third game, the Champions League final, me and you sat together and done a stream on that. I always remember that, because I always revert back to us two talking about it, and everything that we said would happen and why Chelsea would win. Everyone was like, nah, they don't know what he's talking about when we're talking about it. Happened. Kante had a 10 out of 10 performance. You know, we controlled the game. Man City themselves decided to play all-out attack, didn't they? When you think about it, they didn't even have a DM and whatever. He completely overthought it. And what I'm trying to get at is that, and why I relate it to the Liverpool thing, is that I feel like if Pep, who is a tactician himself, can't understand how to play against us, I don't think Klopp's a great tactician. He's good at what he knows, but he's not a tactician. He's not a Tuchel manager, is he? Let's be serious. He's not someone that can switch things or change things up and do that. You can blame FSG to a degree, because they've not backed him or given him the individuals that he could do to have the squad depth to move forward. But what I'm trying to get at is the not knowing of coming up against us and how we're going to play. I mean, or who's going to play, might confuse you guys in terms of how you play your game, and that's where I think we're catching people out at the moment, and dominating games in many ways, because it's not knowing what we're going to do. I think we will beat you today. I'm saying it with chest. I've said it all right. I think we're going to win, 1 or 2-0. It won't be a 4-3, a 5-4, or anything like that. It'll be a tight game. It won't be like Chelsea are going to just batter you like we did Arsenal. It's going to be, you guys are going to have your chances. Don't get me wrong. But I just feel like we're a different beast right now, or a different animal. And I feel like we can seriously bury you today, mate, even with Van Dijk in the team. And it's going to be interesting, because I'm excited. I'm excited just to see the competition. And the thing is, Hassam, like you said everyone's so built around Van Dijk and Lukaku that it'll probably end up being Werner that wins the game, or Havertz, or Jota, or, someone random, like out of the blue that you just wouldn't have thought of, that wins you the game. And it's going to be an interesting one, but that's my argument as to why I think Chelsea are going to run away with it, mate. Go on, you can disagree with me. I'm waiting for it.
The thing is, it's like the thing you just said with the players winning it. Like, this has happened all the time when you'd see, like, it was always a Gerrard versus Lampard thing, and then Luis Garcia would win it, or someone random would win it, like exactly what you said. So these things can happen, but at the end of the day, listen, you're saying that about Tuchel. Klopp is a level above Tuchel right now. He is the level above him.
What?
Yes, he is.
What?
Listen,
No,
to
stop
me,
it.
I
What
think
way?
I
In
think
what
there
way?
are three
Go on.
managers in world football that are A-star managers. Only three right now, and that's Klopp, and that's Pep, and that's Zidane. And then I think there's an A+ level, and that's Tuchel and co. But I think
Okay.
these three can all deal with each other. These three can all deal with each other. So Klopp can deal with Tuchel, Tuchel can deal with Klopp, Tuchel can deal with Pep, Klopp can deal with Pep. It's the same thing. So I think Klopp is definitely above Tuchel. So when you say he's not a tactician, I completely disagree. I've seen Klopp. We've tactically shut down Barcelona at home with Messi, Suarez, and Coutinho. So I know that we are capable of tactically outclassing opposition. When we went away to the Etihad and played with a front four instead of a front three, and we actually got a 1-1 draw, which is very good at the Etihad. I think Klopp can tactically influence game, but Klopp believes in his own system above anything. So he's going to play his style, and he's going to force Chelsea to adapt. So he's not going to play the Chelsea style. He's going to play the Liverpool style, which is, the same thing we do, high line, Trent and Robertson or Trent and Tsimikas bombing up forward. I think with Klopp as well, I think in 11 games, or is it, I think 15 games or so, I think Klopp has beaten Tuchel 11 times and Tuchel has beaten him 4. So, with Klopp as well, we can't listen. Klopp is that next level guy. Jem, you were for the past 28 years of your life mocking Liverpool fans for never winning the league. So who came and did that? Jurgen Klopp. So
yeah, I get that. No,
yeah. We have to
I don't.
Klopp.
I don't disrespect what Klopp's done, and for me, he's one of your, well, if not one of your best managers ever, by far. And the thing for me is you're probably right in terms of what Klopp's done for Liverpool and where he is at the moment. I just think Tuchel has more about him as a manager than what Klopp. I think what Klopp's got that's very good is he has a system and it works, and he needs the players for it to work. The only question mark I have of him sometimes is that I feel like he's very naive in the way he plays. And if you look at what happened last season, you lost Van Dijk and you brought in Kabak. Yeah, and you had Fabinho playing next to him or Henderson playing next to him. But he was very naive in still playing in that same way of a high line, or you never really thought, you know what, we need to maybe adapt here. We haven't got a Van Dijk who's got the pace to cover. And you got hurt. I know you've got Champions League football at the end of it, but you got hurt in games, and you were losing games quite convincingly in many ways. And the Salahs and the Manes, they were still there. They should have been, look, put it this way: if you didn't have Salah last season scoring them goals, you would never have got Champions League football, because he was the one winning you games on his own, clutch wins, And I just feel like with Klopp, sometimes he doesn't adapt. He doesn't adapt. He's just too naive in his ways. Yeah, he's stubborn. That's the word. He's just stubborn in wanting to play that way. Guys, there's 50 of you here, 55 of you here. Keep smashing that like button for GNA TV. Subscribe. We are going to do a combined 11 soon. I know we're waffling about managers, but it's good talk right now. It's good talk. But the last thing I wanted to say on this quickly, Tuchel wins the Premier League this season. Yeah, he's on the same level as Klopp. If not, I think he might be better. Maybe. Yeah, that's what I'd say.
Tuchel needs to win the league this season to get entered into that conversation, because I still think with what Pep and Klopp have achieved in football, they're still just that little bit above. So he needs to win it this season to enter that conversation with Tuchel. Okay. I think the thing is, with Tuchel as well, I think you probably noticed this, German managers are just known for being stubborn. They have way X, and way X is going to work. So whether we like it or not, way X is going to work. The thing is with the defender thing, I think he was stubborn to keep going with Fabinho in defense, but at the same time, I think we've seen this as well before in football. I think there is a time when we were growing up with Ferguson as well, who a lot of people regard as the best manager ever. He didn't go and rely on two centre-backs from the youth. He played Michael Carrick in defense. So this is like a few things. I think managers are just like a bit afraid of relying on youth, so they rely on experience. And I think at the end of the day, when Klopp was like, listen, we're just going to have to go for it now, he reset the system in place. And the last 10 games last season, we won 8. So we won 8 and drew 2. So that winning 8 and drawing 2 is title-winning form.
Yeah. And
so he changed it. Did he change it late? Is the question. The answer is yes. He changed it late. I have no problem admitting that, and that comes down to his stubbornness. But eventually he did change it, and he realized Fabinho playing that number 6 role matters more than anything else. So he played Fabinho in the 6th. And, you know, we took it from there. Suddenly, the Liverpool system was working like a well-oiled machine again. Won 8, drew 2. Obviously, went to our rivals, beat them 4-2. Trent was man of the match as well that game. I'll never forget that game. Southgate in the stands with the rumors that Trent isn't going to the Euros. And Trent just put on a masterclass, man of the match, absolutely destroyed Man United. So, come on, man. Klopp changed it too late is 100% fact, but he did change eventually, even though he is a bit stubborn.
Yeah, I do hear that. ZVIG says, lineups in 40 minutes. Super excited to see what happens. We will be reviewing the lineup, so make sure you stay tuned. There's nearly 60 of you here now, so stay tuned with us. But before we do that, we're going to do our combined 11 now and talk about it. We are going to give our predictions later. Some people are asking, can we have the link? Fortunately, we haven't got... If we had 2 hours, I would do it, but we haven't got that time. If we get the combined 11 out and there's a little bit of 20 minutes here and there, then we'll maybe drop the link, let you come on one by one, ask Sam, myself a question if you've got any as well. But yeah, keep smashing the likes. Let's get to 50 likes. It's over 50 of you here. Should be on 50 likes right now, guys. Let's try and do that massively. All right, let's just quickly read this from Declared, one of my panelists that comes on here. He said, Van Dijk's long balls are more important than he's defending. That's why Henderson was playing there in front of a centre-back. Long balls and press is what Klopp keeps doing and won't change. And yeah, I think Hassan would probably, as a Liverpool fan, would probably agree majority to that as well. But let's jump into the combined 11, shall we? Let's do that, because I know people have been waiting for me and you to do that. And obviously this is again going to cause some arguments. So make sure you stay tuned as me and Hassan have it out on who should be playing in this team. So Hassan, are we cool in doing a 3-4-2-1, or do you want a 4 at the back? I'll let you pick this one. How do you want to play it?
Now 4 at the back. I see exactly what you're doing. So 4 at the back. 4 at the back. I know exactly what you're gonna do. I can see already. I can see already.
All right. I'll let you have it. So should we do a 4-3-2?
4-3-3. Yeah.
4-3-3. All right. Okay.
Yeah, just typical.
We'll do that. We'll try and make it as fair as possible, guys. Unfortunately, we have to do that. We can't be doing our formation, otherwise all our players would be in it, wouldn't they? Let's be serious. But goalie, Mendy or Alisson? What are you saying?
I think, unfortunately for you, see, the thing is, if we were making a combined 11 for all our bench options, your entire bench would get over our bench. The thing is, I think we have the strongest starting 11 in the league, so we were always going to get more players than the opposition. And with Alisson, if I was doing a combined 11 with any team in the world, Alisson still gets in goal. So, you know, it's just how it is. If, you know, with Alisson, he literally won every goalkeeping award known to humanity, the Leviathan Award. He was in the World 11 2 times as well. So with Alisson, obviously highest, I think, save rate as well in Europe for 2 seasons in a row. So with Alisson, he's just the best keeper in the world. We have to be honest. I know there's a lot of Chelsea fans right now in the comment section, but listen, we can't deny fact. So the same way, like Pepe Reina would have had like an amazing, let's say, 6 months. But then I'm not gonna say Pepe Reina over Petr Cech, because these are the, like, we have to be real, you know.
Guys, before we look, guys in the chat, I know there's a lot of Chelsea fans here. Let's try and be as fair as possible, because I know you're all saying Mendy, and to be honest, I could argue Mendy. If we're talking about form at the moment, he is the UEFA Keeper of the Year. Then that is a fact. That is a factual fact. Is he in better form than Alisson? I would say yes. I think Hussam could agree with that. He is probably in better form. In terms of the overall best, it depends how we want to play this, Hussam. Are we doing this on the overall ability of the player and what we know, or are we basing it on form? Because if it's on form,
I'm going overall ability, because form is just like, form will have a few crazy ones here, because based on form, like, you could make arguments for a lot of players, and I think just based on ability, because ability is what makes player X better than player Y, not form. So
they're coming for you, Sam, man. You think Alisson is better than Neuer? Apparently, he must have said that in a space.
Yes,
people
I do.
All right, look, all right. I'm going to give him Alisson, guys. I know you're all saying Mendy, but at the moment, if we're talking about who is supposedly the pinnacle of goalies in the Premier League, it is him at the moment. Alisson, Emerson, Ederson, and and Mendy, I would say. But
I think Mendy is better than Ederson, though. I maintain that opinion 100%. Mendy, no. Allow it. I think Mendy is better than better than Ederson. Sorry, 100% he's better than Ederson. Ederson is very good with his feet, but when it comes to shot stopping, Mendy is a level above Alisson. If we're being completely serious, I think.
All right.
Yeah, so
we'll give him Alisson, guys. Let's just. I know it hurts. It hurts me because I would have argued Mendy, but then if I do that, we're only going to end up going back and forwards here about a goalie. And to be honest, they could both go in, and I don't think both of us would be pissed off, really, would we? Let's be serious. Yeah. They're both top goalies. So we're going to go to right back. Obviously, Trent Alexander-Arnold against Reece James is something that's it's starting to spice up a bit, because Reece James is, ever since Tuchel's come in, has massively performed, and he's looking at a player that can do a bit of everything. He can go forward, he can cross, he can defend, he's strong. I think his overall physicality is better than Trent. I think Trent is a great player. Don't get me wrong, I do. I think he's very limited, though. I don't think he has what Reece James has in his back locker. And as great as he is going forward, and he is great going forward, and no one like him. And when I say this is and there's 65 people here. God honest truth is this: since David Beckham, there's not been a better crosser of the ball than Trent Alexander-Arnold. And that's how serious I'm being with that. I actually think he's that good. I don't think there's many that can beat him at assisting, at creating, them long balls he does over the top, whipping the balls in. Great. But if you're talking about the overall player, the player that you want in your team that can do both jobs going forward and backwards, I am going to say Reece James. I think he's got a lot more in his locker, and we've only just seen an inch of it. And overall, I think in the long run, I think he's going to be more consistent, and I think he's going to be better than what Trent is now. And he has the Champions League to his name already. He just needs the Premier League, which I think we'll eventually get. So go on, the stage is yours, because I can see you nodding your head.
Trent Alexander-Arnold is the player I would defend till the cows come home, because I've had this argument, and I've argued it on Spaces, I've argued it everywhere. This entire thing that Trent can't defend, it's been proven that it's a myth. Let's not sit on YouTube and actually believe theories and myths. At the end of the day, Trent Alexander-Arnold is the best right back in the world for the past 3 years. Obviously, what he's done going forward is phenomenal. It's next level. I think as well with Trent, his defending has improved massively. And with Trent, if you want to do this based on ability, Trent gets in. If you want to do this based on form, Trent gets in. Because with Trent as well, I'll explain it to you. In the first
we had a stinker last year. I'm not having it.
No. Listen, in the first two games this Premier League season, he has the most chances created in the entire Premier League. The entire Premier League. Midfielders included, playmakers included. As much as you can come here and tell me a system, etc. Listen, if we had Wan-Bissaka as the right back, he wouldn't benefit from the system, would he?
He's a winger. He's a winger.
No, he's not. He's a
right back. He's a winger. We're talking about a right back. We want someone that can do both. You're telling me that
Trent can do both, because here's the thing. That's another thing. I've seen Trent pocket Ronaldo. I've seen Trent make Ronaldo switch to the other wing. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. This is just facts. And if you want to talk about players spinning you, talk to me about the West Brom game last season. What happened to Reece James then?
Here we go. Listen.
Yeah, I'm just giving you facts. I'm not giving you my opinion. What happened to Reece James last season against West Bromwich Albion? Tell me.
Trent Alexander-Arnold, specifically in games last season, was caught massively going backwards. He was out of position. It looked like he couldn't be bothered to get back. Not even that. When he went forward with the ball, there was a stat.
He had one error leading to a goal in the Premier League.
Indiana found this stat. Wait a second. Indiana found this stat about Trent in the game, and it was one of the worst stats I've ever seen for a winger, a right wing back as he is. He's not a right back because he can't defend. Yeah, I've ever seen in terms of creating something that he's meant to be strong at as well. But listen, I'm going to look in the chat.
Here's the thing. If you want to talk about form as well, the last 10 games of the season, last season, he was our best player. Best player, full stop, for 10 games. The thing is, look, I've said this. The thing is, people might think that I'm saying Reece James is shit. I've told Jem this in the summer. I said Reece James gets above Kyle Walker, he gets above Trippier, he gets above Wan-Bissaka, he gets above all the other right backs in the league. The problem is This is Trent Alexander-Arnold we're talking about. So let's not act like we're talking about a nobody. This guy broke the Premier League assist record for a defender. Then the next season broke his own record. We're talking about a generational talent at right back. We're talking about De Bruyne at right back. We're talking about a guy who can switch the play with both his feet, long passes, crosses, shooting, set piece ability, like all these things. And you know, Trent defensively has improved so much. If you watch Liverpool week in, week out, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Look what Vinicius
defensively, he has improved a lot. A lot he's improved. So I think now
listen, I agree with you because I do think he's that good going forward, and he has broken many records in that, and I get that. But if we're talking about the position, if we're talking about the right back, what you require from your right back going, because you went into 4-2-3-1, you didn't want to play the right wing back, because if you had played the right wing back role, then your argument of Trent playing even more in that position, I think, would have stood. But you didn't. We went for a 4 at the back with a 4-3-3, and now it means he's got to defend, which means he can't go forward as much as you think he can go forward in this system. So all I'm saying is I think Reece James is a better right back than Trent Alexander-Arnold. And I think if you stuck that on Twitter, you keep nodding your head. If you stuck that on Twitter, and it wasn't Chelsea and Liverpool fans, you had Man United fans, Arsenal fans, I guarantee they would all admit that Reece James is a better right back than Trent.
No, that's not true.
They would.
I am on the trenches every day with these spaces. Remember, I'm on the front lines, Jem. I know exactly what the people are saying. Everyone knows for a fact Trent is number one. Number one right back in the country, in the world. Like, we're talking about some next level shit we're watching from a right back. So you can't include Reece James. Listen, Jem, the reason you're smiling is
I gave you Alisson over Mendy. You've got to compromise here. You've got to compromise on this. All right, if you have Trent,
you put Mendy as keeper and give me Trent. I'm not backing down for Trent.
If that's what you want.
Get Mendy. Put Mendy in for Alisson, but Trent, no way. No way Trent does not start. This is total cap, man. Trent can't
like button. We've got over 50 likes, so there's nearly 70 people here right now. Keep smashing it. Let's try and get to 75 likes. Sharing all your socials. Let everyone know that Hussam is having a meltdown. We all know that Hussam.
No. I'm not giving up on Trent at all. I'm not giving up on Trent at all, man.
He's a Trent lover, so we'll give him Trent.
I switched. I gave you Mendy for the giving thing, but Trent, I'm not giving at all. I can be sitting here with any fan in world football and not argue Trent. I don't give a shit.
There you go. Now you know where his soft spot is when it comes to Liverpool. Trent Alexander-Arnold.
That's my soft spot. I can't even lie.
I'm just going through the chat quickly. So much going on in here. I'm not going to cut. Trent versus Werner will be fun. It's only been 2 games. If you're doing off form, then you need to go look at last season's form as well. Fair enough. What else have we got here? So much going on. Mason Mount spun Trent.
No, but even if you want to go on form, Jam, you know the last 10 games of the season last season. Come on. He put. I think he won literally 3 Man of the Match awards as a right back.
I've got to be fair, guys. I've got to be fair. I can't see it because otherwise, like I said, we end up doing that. James is much better defender than Trent. Take off our Scouse tinted specs and be objective. Anyway, let's move on because we'll be here all day and we're half hour away from the team lineups, guys, which we will be talking about as well very, very soon. Nearly 80 of you here. Come on, let's try and get to 100 views, but we can't do that unless you guys share. Let everyone know we're live. Let's try and get 100 people in there with us. Right, so Hussam, in the middle, who are we going with? Because I would argue that Virgil van Dijk should
don't even go then.
But
don't even think. Don't even try to say what I think you're gonna say. I think the defensive part of
over a whole season. He's only played 2 games. So
does not matter. Listen, at the end of the day, does not matter. Does not matter. We're talking about next level stuff here. Come on. I think the defensive partnership chooses itself, Jem, don't you think?
Go on. Who are you choosing? Go on, pick your 2.
Silva and Van Dijk. Very easy for me.
Silva and Van Dijk. All right.
I think those 2 are definitely the best 2 out of all the defenders in both clubs. I don't think there's an argument for either. I think Van Dijk and look at how amazing Van Dijk looks in that.
I know. I want to see what the Chelsea fans have got to say about Silva actually, because there's a lot of Christensen lovers, Rudiger lovers, guys in the chat. 71 of you here. And I know there's a lot of Chelsea in here. Are you happy to see Silva partnering? Sorry, guys, let me pull this down because you can't see it at the moment. Silva partnering Van Dijk, or who would you have? Would you have Rudiger next to him? Would you have Van Dijk out? Would you have Rudiger and Silva? Would you have what would you have? Tell me. Let's see what people were saying. So we've got a big up to Dali, who's in the house as well. Silva and VVD, Rabbi's saying. Rudiger is what football style wants. We ain't got to that yet, but he's saying Silva and Van Dijk. Fair enough. Rudiger again. So there's a lot of Rudies, Rudiger, they want Rudiger, man. Rudiger, please. Rudiger had a better season.
Rudiger had a better season than Silva. Are you mad?
Well, I think Silva was great at the beginning of the season, guys, and I think we forget that. I think Rudiger was only good when Tuchel come in, which is half a season. So we need to bear that in mind as well.
Silva was good throughout, even throughout the Lampard times as well. I'm going to raise everyone a point higher. I think Thiago Silva is even better than Diaz and Laporte.
This is what annoys me.
Relax. Allow it, bro. We're not going that far. Allow it, bro.
I'm going to pick this one. I'm going to pick this one because you said that as well. I'm going to stick with Thiago Silva. Since he came into Chelsea, he elevated them. He elevated every player the defender that we had and their game, and he was massive to where we're at. I think he is still massive to where we're at today. Yes, Rudiger's been great. Christensen, people might argue Zuma at the beginning of the season as well, but Thiago Silva was the reason that we've managed to elevate their levels, and that's something that we have to remember. And nearly 90 people here. We should be on 75 likes now, guys. Let's try and do that as well. Left back Hassan. Now I'm going to give my argument first because you're just going to spill the Robertson crap to me that I know you're going to spill, yeah. But Ben Chilwell is a Champions League winner. Ben Chilwell. Ever since, do you know what? Lampard and Tuchel, when he had both them managers there, he was great. He elevated, in that position. And for me, all right, Luke Shaw was the best left back last year based on form. Yeah, he was. I think he was. Even though I thought Robertson was one of your best players. Even though you guys were playing that bad, I thought Robertson was still probably one of your best of a bad bunch in many ways. I just thought that Chilwell, he contributed to many goals that won us games. He assisted goals. There's a lot that he did last season that I think you could probably argue at him getting in the team. Now, if we based it on form, and ever since he's come to Chelsea, I would say that he's ahead of Robertson in that instance, yeah? If we're talking about the overall player and what he's done up to now, then it has to be Robertson. So, go on. What are you going to say about Robertson?
Some things are not available for argument. Like when we get to Lukaku Firmino, I'm not going to sit here and argue for fucking Firmino. I know Lukaku's better. So why are you doing this to yourself, Jem? I know, listen, we're going to have to talk about every position, and I understand that completely. But Robertson is, come on. I think there is consensus agreement that everyone would take Andy Robertson in their team. Consensus agreement, because the same arguments you were throwing in for Reece James, Robertson is perfect going forward, perfect defending. Like whoever is up against Robertson today will be lucky if he gets through him 1 out of 10 times. Like we know what Robertson is. Like I don't think this is an argument. This is honestly, you know what you're doing right now. You're literally arguing for Firmino over Lukaku. That's what they're doing. Listen, with Chilwell, I think there are a few ahead of him in the left back position. I think what's his name? Shaw is ahead of him. I think some people might argue Tierney or Lucas Digne, or these people are ahead of him.
No, you stop this now. No, I'm not having this. Now you're taking it too far. I get the Robertson thing.
I'm saying what people would argue, not what I'd argue.
But look, let's do Robertson because no, I'll be logical. But there's a reason why I'm doing this, guys. All right, so don't worry. I've got our backs. Trust me.
I swear, if you tell me I gave you Robertson, you didn't give me Robertson. Robertson is the correct answer.
So we got Mendy and Silva. He wanted to have Trent because he was sulking about it. I know there's 85 of you here right now, but the reason we gave him this position is because he gave us Mendy over Alisson. We got Silva in there. He's got Van Dijk, and now Robertson fits that back. Now, when it comes to midfield, I don't think you've really got much to argue with. I'm going to be honest with you. And if we're talking about the middle of the midfield at the moment, I would say that Jorginho, based on his form, based on what he's been doing up to now, and how he's improved his game massively, that he is the player that he is today, is all right, partly to do with Tuchel and the system that we play. But in terms of a register, being able to move the ball, control the game, in many ways, like you said, you stop Jorginho, you stop Chelsea's cycle at the moment. It is probably true. 120 people here right now. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. We're doing our combined 11, guys. Get involved in the chat. We're going to review the in about 20 minutes time. We're going to review the team lineups as well. We will get your thoughts and opinions in it as well. But I think in terms of Jorginho,
can I ask you a different question just before you continue with the middle thing?
Yeah.
I know this is like we're going position by position, but tell me your midfield three, just so I see
right,
like
let's do the three rather than just bore it from one to one. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say Jorginho, Kante, and
the third guy then.
Henderson.
Henderson, really?
All right, or Jorginho, Kante, and Fabinho. That would be my three.
I think there are two Liverpool players that have an argument, and that's Fabinho and Thiago. Now, if you want to play Jorginho, there's no point of playing. No, wait, relax. I'm saying if you want to play Jorginho, there's no point of playing Fabinho.
All right, so okay, I get that. So all right,
so unless you change the formation to a thing where it's like a defensive three, I think it's one of two. It's either Jorginho, Kante, Fabinho, or Jorginho, Kante, Thiago. I think both work because Thiago was our best midfielder.
What about Kovacic? Hang on. What about Kovacic as well? Actually, I forgot about my man. Kovacic.
Don't go there.
What do you mean? Don't go there. He was in better form. He was in better form than Thiago. What did Thiago do last season?
No, he wasn't.
Oh, come on,
Thiago was our best midfielder last season, Jam.
Thiago was the flop of the season. Stop it. You know
he was. Stop.
He was. You got no argument last season. Your midfielders were dead. Let's be serious. Henderson and Fabinho had to play out of position. Thiago.
So you're saying your midfield three is Jorginho, Kante, Henderson?
No, Jorginho, Kante, and Kovacic. I'm going with a free midfield.
Oh my God! Stop!
Yeah,
Jem, stop!
Come on,
don't do this, Jem. You have too much footballing IQ and knowledge of the game to actually try to fucking stick Kovacic in there. Stop.
All right.
We're not doing this.
I'll do this: Jorginho, Kante, and Fabinho. But I ain't going any more than that, and that's only because I like Fabinho.
Yeah. I'm saying you could get one in there. It's either Fabinho or Thiago. It depends on you. I don't mind either. You could put Jorginho in the middle and Kante and Thiago on either side, or Fabinho.
I ain't putting that fraud. I'm not putting that fraud in the team. He hasn't.
Fraud, my ass. So who did you actually put? Fabinho,
Jorginho, Kante is my middle. All right, there's no way in hell Thiago gets in this team. There's just no way in hell. Let's go through what people were saying in the chat. Jorginho, Kante. I mean, it's 140 nearly here now as well. That's good to see. Let's get to 100 likes, guys. We should be at 100 likes now, so please make sure you smash the like button. Kante, the world's best. Jorginho, AF's best. Yeah, I mean, we've not argued about them two. I think.
Yeah, no one is arguing Kante, Jorginho.
We've agreed them. I'm just going to see if there's anything that
guys, I'm not delusional. Don't worry about it, okay? I'm not going to say Henderson's better than Jorginho. Relax, bro. Relax.
Yeah.
Just switch positions though with Fabinho and Jorginho. Make Fabinho in the middle, like as the destroyer, and then Jorginho controls tempo. And Kante does his usual stuff with the box-to-box stuff. That is the best thing. Yeah, I think because with Fabinho in there, Fabinho is just gonna destroy everything. You have Jorginho and Kante, obviously. Jorginho dictating tempo and stuff, and Kante doing the usual Kante stuff. So, you know.
Yeah, I hear that. All right, our midfield is 100% Chelsea. Don't put no scouts in.
Oh my God! Look at this. Who's being delusional now? Comment section. I need you all to stop right now. Listen, Fabinho is the best CDM in world football, alongside Casemiro. So let's not act like, Fabinho does not get in. Fabinho makes every team in world football better. Like, I need everyone to just relax. Don't talk to me about this shit. Come on. We put Jorginho and Kante. The third guy definitely can't be fucking Kovacic or any of these people, man. Allow it, bro. Come on, man.
Jim, you ain't holding weight. Yeah, I was holding weight, bruv. The weight is held very much. 3 defensive midfielders, add Mason Mount. Yeah, I forgot about Manny Mace. Shit. Because we can't put Manny Mace forward because we've got 3 up front. Mason Mount. How about we do that completely nullifies Fabinho because Jorginho's going there. So what if Mason Mount? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Mason Mount.
You cannot say 0 Liverpool midfielders get in. That's just
you're telling me Mason Mount doesn't get in that team based on
how he doesn't. How the fuck is he? He's not better than any of them.
He's better than Thiago, hands down. Buried him last season.
But Thiago was
one of the most important players. Player of the year for Chelsea. Massively important under the Tuchel reign. And it actually excelled under the Tuchel reign. Fabinho was being played out of position. He wasn't even I've deeped it again.
And he was a world-class centre back as well.
Exactly. So he's not in the centre back role because he hasn't.
No. I'm not having that. 3 Chelsea midfielders is bullshit. It cannot be 3 Chelsea midfielders. It can't.
Yeah, it can be because we've got better.
No, it can't be. It can't be.
You've got 3 at the back.
It can't be.
You've got 3 at the back.
It's either Fabinho or Thiago. One of them needs to play in that team. If you want to put Mountain, then you have to take off one of your guys. Take off Kante then.
What?
Exactly. What? Take off Fabinho. Same thing. Fabinho needs to get in this team. Fabinho has to play in this team. You know for a fact.
Was he that good last season though?
Of course. Damn, are you mad? Fabinho played world class as a centre back and in midfield. And as soon as Fabinho got restored to the number 6, we started winning games. Are you mad, Jam? Come on, man.
Fabinho is trash, is what I mean. I think Mason Mount.
No, stop.
Hussam, I agree, but not in this formation. This formation, you can't have 2 DMs. You can't have Fabinho and Jorginho.
I think Jorginho, like I said, Jorginho sets tempo. Kante is a box-to-box midfielder. A lot of people think he's a DM. He's not a DM. He's box-to-box. So you'd have Fabinho sitting in front of the defenders then.
All right.
That's it. Right. Destroying. Come on. Jam, you know Fabinho belongs on this team.
No, you don't. I'm doing it because you're sulking. All right, I'll let you have
he does. Man, I'm not sulking.
Because you're sulking. So
I'm not leaving without a fight for my guy Fabinho. Come on.
That's why Hassam's here. He fights to the death. It's only 64 likes, guys. There's 130 of you here. I need to get to 100 likes, guys. Please make sure you smash that like button. If you're new to GNA TV as well, please subscribe to the channel as well, guys. We are doing our combined 11. We are going to review the actual 11 in 15 minutes because that will be released very, very, very soon. Jen, Mason Mount starting confirmed. Cool. Trent out already. People are coming in with that. But let's move to the front 3. Let's just finish it off. Front 3. Now, I ain't going to argue with you with this position because I think Mo Salah starts. So we can both agree on that one, yeah? I'm not going to argue with you.
That's easy.
Romelu Lukaku, are we arguing? Really?
No, I'm not going to argue Firmino over Lukaku. Don't even worry about that.
Yeah,
come on.
For that, all right?
that's crazy. Whoever argues that is crazy.
I will argue with you with this last position because I think we've got more options that can go there than you do. You have Sadio Mane, who, like we spoke about, is a great player, has been a great player for Liverpool. But Kai Havertz won Chelsea the Champions League last season. He's been massively important at the latter end of Tuchel's reign. Timo Werner, all right, he hasn't scored goals. But he's assisted. He was our top assister of last season, top assister of last season at Chelsea as well. I mean, who have you got other than Mane and Jota? I mean, Jota. Sorry, you got Jota as well. So there's an argument for Jota.
Jota's the one. Yeah, Jota's the one. I think Jota now, everything he touches sort of turns into goals. Like he's scored in the first 2 Premier League games already. Every time he steps foot on that pitch, he scores goals. He scores goals. He's a very good goal scorer. Like if you look at the Burnley game we just had, he scored a header over a Burnley defender who was 7 feet tall. So that shows you how smart he is. I think with Havertz, at the same time that I said at the start of the video, you guys know I said he's a future Ballon d'Or winner. No one's denying Havertz. But at the same time, if we're talking overall picture, what they've both done for the teams and everything, I think Havertz has 4 Premier League goals last season. So, we can't really, let's just pump the brakes a bit.
Are we basing this on ability, though? You're basing it on form now. If we're basing this
on I'm saying ability and form. I think, that's why I said Jota with his goal scoring, everything he does turns into goal.
That's true as well. What Declare's saying, he was out, wasn't he, for a while as well? At
and the fact is, when you look at the time he was out, you'll see why Jota gets into the team. Because
I think Mason Mount's got an argument now to be in that position actually as well, because he's playing.
What do you mean as a left winger?
Well, he's been playing it under Tuchel, wasn't he? Last game against Arsenal, it was Havertz, Lukaku, and Mount. He was Chelsea's Player of the Year. He's been massively important last season. I think he was our most important player. I think there's an argument for him. For me, you could flick a coin at this. I get the Jota thing because I think without Jota, you don't win them games. Many of them games. I get the Mount thing. I think Mount. If you look at the overall Mount thing, I think it probably outweighs the Jota thing more so. Just based on what he done for Chelsea last season under Lampard, under Tuchel. He won games for us in clutch games as well. He won many clutch games for Chelsea. His overall energy, what he brings to the team. I think
Don't you think I can say the same thing for Jota though? Him winning us games. He literally won us games as well, Jem. You know, he won us games. He scored so many goals, and you know as well in the two games of the season so far. The biggest compliment I can throw to him is he's looked better than both Mane and Salah. So here's the thing: he scored against Norwich, he scored against Burnley, and ever since he's actually stepped foot into Liverpool, most of the games like he's been involved in, he's actually scored or played a massive role in us winning.
Yes, but at the same time, he hasn't played every game, and Mason Mount has. He literally played near enough every game, and when he didn't play, you could see.
I thought we're doing this on ability, Jem.
He has got the ability. He's elevated his, if anything, ability. If you think about his ability and where he is now as a player, I think he's become better. He's got better, and this is a guy.
He has improved. He has improved.
This is a guy you've got to bear in mind that Lampard bought in himself from Derby. Yeah, in Lampard's first season, he brought him across. Had a very good season as his first season in the Premier League. Got into his second season with Lampard. Was the most important player under Lampard, even though he got sacked, was our player that we looked at. And then after he left, there was a lot of people that thought, especially from the Chelsea perspective, that he would drop or he wouldn't get as many games. No, like fuck. Tuchel played him. Tuchel got him involved in more games, and Tuchel elevated him even more so to what he and to the level that he is now. I'm going to stick by my guns. I think Mason Mount should definitely be that third individual. That's my opinion.
The problem with Chelsea, and I'll just be honest right now, Chelsea are right now in that transition period, going from not challenging for the league to challenging for the league. So there's a lot we don't know about yet with these players. I think Mane and Jota both, because you said we're going on ability, I think both of them probably have a bigger argument than Mason Mount. I think both of them have been way more influential on what's happening than Mason Mount is. I think as well, both of them as a left winger in the modern game. No, it doesn't look nice at all. It doesn't look nice at all. No, it doesn't look nice at all. Listen, you got Jorginho Kante without arguments. I did not try to stick any dumb shit there. So we're not going to get Mason Mount as a left winger. That's just crazy. It's either Jota or Mane. I'm going to give you the chance to select whoever you like from both of them.
I've selected who I want. It's Mason Mount. I've gone with Mason Mount.
Jem,
Mason Mount.
You're actually committing blasphemy now. You're actually committing blasphemy because you're saying that Chelsea have a better starting 11 than Liverpool, which is false.
We have a better overall squad than you.
Overall, yes, squad 100%. But starting 11, no, because you have 6 Chelsea players in there now. So Jem, I'm gonna need you to allow it. That's too much.
Some people were pissed off about this still, the Robertson and Trent thing. Some people are still annoyed about that.
If you think Chilwell is better than Robertson, you need to revise your life decisions.
We could spin it. Look at this. It's Timo, Havertz, and you got or Mount. It's Timo, Havertz, or Mount. Look, I'm going to be. Look, I know. I mean, there's some people thinking I'm on Spice, so they're not always agreeing with me as well. Timo has a better goal.
Look, guys, I just want to say this. Chelsea have a better squad, 100%. Chelsea have a better squad. I would be crazy if I sat here and argued it. But starting 11 is our bread and butter. Like it's either Mane or Jota.
I can't have a full 11 without Mason Mount in it. That's the problem.
But then I can't think of a full 11 without Jota or Mane either, Jem.
Yeah, but he was shocking last season. You know that yourself. He's not been good for the last nearly 2 years.
And that's why I'm arguing for Jota more. But I think we said when we started this, we're doing this based on ability.
Yeah, but who won your Player of the Year?
Mo Salah, obviously. Who the fuck else is going to win?
Yeah, exactly. So Mason Mount won our Player of the Year. You've got to have your Player of the Years in your squads, man. Like, I'm sorry.
Okay, if you're going off Player of the Year, Lukaku was at Inter Milan then. Stick Jota up front. See? That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to leave it here, and I'm going to leave it as it is. And even
I did not sign off on this, people. This is Jem's 11. This is not combined.
No.
My signature is not on the paper, people.
Hang on.
It's not.
The only one we don't agree on is Mount. You don't want Mount. Everything else you agreed on, haven't we? Haven't we agreed on everything else?
No, I can make more and more arguments, but the team sheet is out.
Listen, I gave you this one, and I was reluctant to do this.
I gave you Mendy over Alisson. If a Liverpool fan is watching this right now, he's gonna be mad.
Sam, I'll give you the option. You either lose Trent to Reece James, or you lose Mount to Jota. Like, you have to choose one or the other. You either have Jota in and Reece James there, or you have Oh, you have?
Nah, Trent is staying. Trent is staying, but I do not approve of this whatsoever.
And that's why I did it.
Trent is staying. I do not give a shit who I'm making combined 11 with. Trent is in that team. Simple as.
There's Sam's the one Liverpool fan I enjoy listening to. He doesn't have these delusional thoughts like these other Liverpool fans. He is. He's really good. And even though we're having a bit of banter, he knows what me and him have good conversations anyway about things.
We do.
We still have disagreements maybe on a player, but that's just because of who we support. You know, we've got to defend what's ours, haven't we, Hassan? It is what it is.
Listen, you having 6 Chelsea players in there is literally blasphemous.
Wait a second, how many players you got in there?
And this is why you're smiling. I do not approve of this shit. I do not. I'm gonna give you an option. You either give me Mane, Jota, or give me Alisson. So you need to decide right now.
No, wait a second.
Yes,
No,
that's exactly what's the decision. I either take Alisson
you think you
back.
should have more players in your team. So you reckon you should have?
Because look, I'm very realistic. I think we have the best starting 11. That's it. But in terms of squad, you have miles better squad. I'm not even trying to argue that. Like if we did combined 11 for bench, literally none of our players would get in. None. But right now, you need to make a decision. It's either Alisson is in goal or Jota is left wing.
The decision I made is this. Game over.
Oh my God. I did not sign off, yeah? Whoever's watching, I did not sign off on that combined 11. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes. But anyway, guys, listen, 130 people in the chat. Massively appreciate you all in here at the moment, but we're not on 100 likes yet, and we need to get to the 100 likes. We're on 77 likes, guys, so please make sure you continue smashing the likes. I believe the team lineup is 5 minutes away from being announced, actually, so we are going to review that very soon, actually, guys. We're going to do that in the next 5 minutes. Let me see if I can find it on Twitter, actually. Is it on Twitter? Let's have a look.
Yeah, I wanna check as well. Is the lineups even out yet? Because sometimes they're out like 5 minutes before.
Yeah, let's check it. Guys, in the meantime, let me know what your score predictions are for today's game. We're going to give ours at the end of this as well. I'm just quickly having a look to see if there's anything. Usually the Chelsea crew stick something up. Nothing's been highlighted as of yet.
You'll have to wait 4 minutes for the Chelsea line.
We have to wait 4 minutes. And Sam, while we're waiting, obviously we don't know. It's hard to predict the team lineup without.
No, we're not going to predict before seeing the lineup.
Yeah, we need to see the lineup.
I need to see the lineup, bro. I need to see, because if Klopp does a madness and plays Elliott, then I'm not confident at all. So I'm gonna have to wait and see the lineup, bro.
3-2 Chelsea is what Clegg says. 3-0 Chelsea.
Oh, come on,
game saying 2-2 says Jack the Ripper. 2-2 says Fergie. Lots of 2-2s here. 2-2s. I'll take a draw. I'll take a draw as well. I'm not gonna lie. You know, Alonso's on again. Fuck's sake.
Oh, I see. If Alonso plays, we're feasting tonight. If Alonso plays, Liverpool Football Club will feast.
He better not be playing Alonso against Salah. Is he having a laugh? Oh,
Salah and Trent.
Oh, I hope that ain't true. I'm waiting for this now. Oh no.
What's his name? If Alonso plays, then you guys are in trouble defensively. Let's be real.
He should play chill. I mean, West Ham have gone up 2-1. Mikel Antonio's just scored as well. So there's
why the fuck is Mikel Antonio having the season of his fucking life, bro?
I don't know, mate. Jota might not even start. Yeah, we'll see. We will see.
Mount might not even start.
Yeah, we did. You just don't know. You just don't. Liverpool 0, Chelsea 2 is what Slen TV is saying. I trust Alonso. I've been saying all week he's going to do well. All right, cool. I hear that.
But when you say trust Alonso, though, like some things we just know, man. Come on. Like even Chelsea fans don't rate Alonso. You know this, Tim.
Yeah.
Come on. Like with Alonso, just the fact that Trent and Mo Salah are going to be playing on his side, that's going to be a feasting for us. So. Come on, Alonso. Please be in that.
Look at him. Look at who is it? What player would you say you do not want to see start today, Hassan, from the Liverpool perspective? Who's the one you think, oh shit, if he plays?
Listen, I'll give you my strongest 11 right now. I want Alisson, Trent, Van Dijk, Matip, Robertson, Fabinho, Thiago, Henderson, Mo Salah, Firmino, Jota. That's my honest.
Yeah, I hear that. Mine would be Mendy. I'll go with Mendy. I would go with Aspie. I would go with Christensen. I'd go with Rudiger. That would be my back three. because I think we need
Isn't
pace.
Silva fit? I swear I saw him with the squad today.
Silva's fit, but I think in this game, I think we need pace with if Mane and Salah are in that play. I think Christensen and Rudiger give us that. So, and then I'm going Jorginho, Kante in the middle. I think you've got to have them two there. I'd have Reece James as right wing back. I'd have Chilwell as left wing back, and then my front three would be Lukaku, Mason Mount, and Timo Werner. That's who I'd go with in this game. So
Havertz is on the bench.
But I would love to see Havertz, Werner, and Lukaku. I just don't think
that won't work against us. You need pace.
We need someone with a bit of legs. And Mason Mount will get on Henderson. He'll get on Fabinho. You know what he's like. He'll run around, won't he? So let's see, guys. Anyone in the chat? It's 130
seconds left for the lineup.
Anyone gets the lineup? Make sure you send it to me because I'm trying to find it. I'm on Twitter now. Let me know.
Apparently, your loanee Conor Gallagher, is he loanee or did they buy him? Has scored 2 goals.
Has he? Conor Gallagher.
The lineup on my Twitter. 1 sec. I thought shouldn't the lineup be out by now?
Should be, shouldn't it? It should be out.
No,
1 minute. It's out, guys. 1 minute. Usually it's out. Someone usually just tags it up, like Chelsea release it, and I see it. But let's see. I could keep refreshing. We're nearly there, guys. 2 goals.
I'm literally just refreshing the homepage of the Liverpool thing, bro.
I'm stuck. Come on, guys. There's 140 of you here. Come on. Give us the team lineup. Let's get to 100 likes while we're waiting, guys, as well. Come on. Let's get there.
Okay, lineup should be out now.
85 likes. We're 15 away from 100 likes. Come on. I still ain't got the lineup yet. It will take a minute or so to load.
Here, the lineup is ready for us.
You've got your lineup.
Oh my God.
Oh, Chelsea's has come out as well. I've got Chelsea's lineup.
Should I read mine first or yours first?
Let me bring them up. Let me share screen quickly, actually. I'm just going to quickly share screen the Chelsea lineup, and then we'll go and find the Liverpool one and do that as well.
Fucking so this is starting, bro.
This is the Chelsea lineup. We have Mendy in goal, Aspie as right centre-back, Christensen, Rudiger, Reece James as right wing-back, Jorginho and Kante, Marcos Alonso does start, Mason Mount, Kai Havertz and Romelu Lukaku. So in many ways, that is an unchanged team, barring Kante, who comes in for Kovacic from the Arsenal team that we played up against. And it does look pretty good, barring Alonso, but we can't question Tuchel anymore. But that is a strong team. That is a strong team that can cause problems. Let's try and find the Liverpool team, unless you've got it in front of you. Sam, tell us.
Yeah, I do have it in front of me. I can read it out to you.
If you can, yeah. I can't find it.
Yes, I can. So we have Alisson in goal, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Joel Matip, Virgil van Dijk, Andy Robertson, Fabinho, Henderson, and Elliott. Surprisingly makes the starting 11, but the same way he doesn't question Tuchel, I do not question Klopp. And then the traditional front three: Mane, Salah, Firmino. So Jota makes the bench, surprisingly as well.
Are you annoyed with that? Are you annoyed with that? As no
Listen,
Jota?
You don't question Tuchel, I don't question Klopp. So, but with Elliott, it's not even the Mane thing; it's more the Elliott thing, because I don't know if Elliott is ready for such a big pressure game. You know.
There you go, guys. Starting 11 is right there for Liverpool as well. You have got Alisson, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson. So that is their strongest. Well, I'd say strongest 5 at the back easily. Fabinho plays in that centre role. Henderson, Elliott steps into this game, which, I mean, I've been told by some Liverpool fans he's better than Mason Mount, Hussam. Is he going to show that today?
No. Don't include me in that. Don't include me in that. I know exactly what you're talking about. Shout out to Rams, but I'm not included in that shit. Bro. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, massive. 170 people, nearly 200 people here. We should be on 100 likes, guys. So make sure you smash the like button. We'll try and go for another 5 minutes, and then me and Hussam are going to shoot. I'm trying to find one where it's got both of them on, like it shows both the team lineups, and then we can sort of. Anyone on that's watching us now, if you have I should go Sky Sports actually. Sky Sports will have it, wouldn't they? The team lineups together, then let me know. But yeah, Hussam, what's your thoughts on the lineups and what do you think the score is going to be now you've seen both teams?
There's weaknesses in both teams, if we're being completely serious. That Marcos Alonso side can easily be exploited. Let's just say it as it is. With us, obviously, Elliott's inexperience, maybe we might have to pay for this game. I think Elliott starting in midfield changes my prediction from 1-0 to Liverpool to 1-1. I think with Elliott in there now, it's just a bit scary. I can't even lie. So I'm surprised Jota's on the bench as well. Yeah. But it's just, I think I'm honestly going to go 1-1 for this one. It's either going to end, or it might shock one of you and end 0-0. I wouldn't even be surprised if it ends 0-0. But with the Elliott thing, like we say, like you said, Tuchel knows more than you, Klopp knows more than me, but it is a surprise. Maybe Klopp thinks he's ready. We'll see what happens today. Maybe he'll have a masterclass. Maybe not. We'll see what happens. So, just a bit of shocking news there with the Alonso and the Elliott thing. But we move.
It is what it is. So what was your score predictions, mate? What are we going for? Tell me.
I think it's either 1-0 to Liverpool or 1-1. Like I said, it's going to be a very tight game. People are going mad with this whole, it's going to be high scoring. Allow it. It's not going to be high scoring. I think this either ends 1-1 or 1-0 to Liverpool. So it just depends how Elliott play. What's your prediction, Mr. Jam?
Yeah, Hussam, we've got to rent the stream. I've got a bit of emergency. Someone's, I've got to talk to someone on the phone. Something's just happened. So I've got. But guys, thank you very, very much for tuning in to GNA TV. Hussam, let people know where they can find you, mate.
You can find me at This Is Football. This is the general football channel for all football fans. And you can follow me on Twitter at DonHussam6. So subscribe and follow me, please. And thank you, Jem, for this opportunity.
No worries. That's fine, bro. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Make sure you smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. We had 160 of you here, which was great for a review. Guys, take care of yourselves. We'll talk again very, very soon. Peace out. Hopefully Chelsea get the win, and we'll go from there. Peace.
VIP, stay low key. Like Bando, bitch, oh please, yeah. Brand new whip, no keys, yeah. Get down on knees, yeah.